Absolutely.
All right. So I am here with Bhai Hari Nam Singh Khalsa, which I used your name tag to help me, and you are one of the leaders of the Sikh faith here at the Toronto Parliament of World Religions, or a representative.
I'm a representative of the Sikh faith, and I am known worldwide in the work that I do in education and counseling within the Sikh faith and outside the Sikh faith.
Amazing. And so we had a brief discussion, and I didn't know very much about the Sikh faith, and but I knew some people in it, and they were very kind, and I felt like whatever philosophy or ideology was present there was good, and it resonated with me, and I learned a little bit more, and I'm glad I did. So can you share a little bit about what the Sikh faith is, where it comes from, and a little bit of information, I guess?
Well, the Sikh faith was founded in the 15th century, right around the late 1400s, by a man named Guru Nanak. And he was an extraordinary person, but he had a belief. He was born into Hindu, and at that time there were Hindu, there were Mughals, Muslims, and that. And he sort of took a look and said, well, you know, why do you only bow at this time? You know, why do you only bow this way? Why is there many different castes? He really just wanted to create a way of understanding that all people were one, that there was one God. So he said, Ek Onkar, that there's one God, and that one God is the same for everyone. So if we can see as humans and look at others and see that we're all created from one creator who created this creation. Maybe you're of this faith and somebody's that belief and somebody's that preference, but that we're all similar, that we're all created by the same creator. So his basic teaching and preaching was about the oneness of humanity, that all people, regardless of caste, of color, of creed, of faith, of religion, of belief, of preference, that everyone is created equal. And he used to just bring people together just to chant together, just chant the name of God and be together as congregation, we call that Sangha. And he traveled all over. He was from northern India, which is now Pakistan, but he walked everywhere. He went to Mecca, he went to Rome. There's how he got to all these places we don't know, but he touched millions and millions of people with a very simple message of truth, of honesty, and the oneness of all humanity.
That's beautiful. And you're saying that there's three, maybe not elements, but tiers of...
Well, what we call saves, three of the pillars. There's several pillars within the Sikh faith, but three of them we call Seva, Simran, and Sangat. So Seva means service. So you can see here at the Parliament we're feeding up to 7,000 to 8,000 people per day are enjoying, and we have all the temples have coordinated together to prepare food every day and bring the food here to serve. And you can see how everyone sits down on mats. There's no chairs. For some of the elderly there is. But the concept of that we call langar. So by sitting down, and that started in the Sikh tradition, there were 10 living gurus. By the third guru, Guru Amar Das, and he said it doesn't matter who you are, you could be the king of a nation, you can be a pauper with nothing. Everybody sits together and everybody seats equal. Not one person is sitting higher than the other person, not one person is lower. Everyone is the same. So that whole concept of equality, of selfless service. So we say that seva, that selfless service, that giving is a very much part. And then Simran means meditation. To meditate, to vibrate within yourself, that sound current. Remember the name of God, vibrate that. Because as you meditate, you know, I have a simple philosophy, either you meditate or you medicate. Right? It's up to you, you decide. So I started meditating 50 years ago. I began first meditating. So meditation is very much a part of the Sikh way of being, because as you meditate, the subconscious starts vibrating that rhythm, and that rhythm is a connection to that God. And then the third is Sangat. Sangat means congregation. The importance of being together. You know, we explain Sangat as not just we should understand each other as community, but we should stand under each other as community. So that Sikh consciousness is that to understand that we stand under and we help others. So Guru Nanak said simply that if you see the light that lives in the heart of every soul. So imagine if we see through these eyes that everyone we meet as we stand, I don't see there's only Matt here. I see, what is Matt? Matt is that whole vibration of a self, vibration of a being that has light in your heart, and that light in your heart as it expands out and reaches and touches the heart of others. And if we can connect through the open heart of each other by seeing the light, you have your way of life, I may have my way of life, but we all do one thing in common, and that's called breathing. So we all breathe the same. So, relax, rejoice, enjoy. This is a time when this darker age, this nonsense, craziness we're living in, it's a time that we have to reach out and we have to teach out and spread a message of peace and light and oneness and tolerance to humanity. And that was the way that in the Sikh faith over that between the 15th and 17th century, the leaders or the gurus of that faith stood for the human rights of all people and gave their lives for the human rights of all people. And that's really the signature of a Sikh, that we'll give our life for another person who needs that help and support. And that's very much ingrained within us. So that concept of service, the concept of meditation, so that we within ourselves maintain that balance and being together as community, because it takes a community to change the world.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I just experienced, is it Langar? Lunger. Yes, I just experienced that, so thank you very much. It was beautiful and filling, and once you get your plate, they keep going around and giving you more food until you're full.
And we're total vegetarian.
Yeah, delicious.
Total vegetarian.
Yeah, it was really good, so thank you for that. So I just want to ask you two more quick questions.
Yes.
What is the Sikh view on God and the afterlife? Is there a heaven and hell, or what happens after we die in your view?
No, we don't really believe like heaven and hell per se. We say that you have a choice how you want to live your life. You can live a karmic life, which is tripping over your feet constantly, or you can live a dharmic life, which is to walk your spiritual path, which is your path of your righteousness. So the cycle of birth and death, we believe that if you can walk in this lifetime, be liberated while yet alive. Don't wait till you die before you're liberated. Why not be liberated now? And how do we get that liberation? By our devotion. So the understanding is that we can lead a devoted and honest and truthful life here, then we don't have to repeat that cycle of birth and death, that the soul carries forward into the thereafter, the hereafter, and evolves itself in whatever way the soul evolves.
All right, excellent. So the last question I'll ask you is about your holy book, is if you guys have a book that you read and you maybe recite from, or how do you use it?
Right, so the Siddhi Guru Granth Sahib, so Siddhi means greatness, Guru is that which takes you from darkness to light, Granth is that knot that ties it together. The Guru Granth Sahib contains a vibration. So there were 10 living gurus over that 200-year period. And the 10th Guru, Guru Gobind Singh Ji, said after him that the scriptures, which had started to be compiled, you could say, in the mid-16th century, and then sort of became the holy book around the early 1700s. And it's treated as a living person. So, for example, it sits on an altar, but it's brought out in the morning and kind of woken up. We call it Prakash, awakening. And at the end of the day, we do some prayers and we wrap it up and it sits in a bed. So it's treated as a living vibration and honored. So when you walk into a Sikh temple, you can have that choice if you wish to sort of bring your forehead to the floor at the presence of the scriptures. If you wish, you don't have to, but if you wish to. And it really is a sound vibration. So even if you don't understand the words, you can listen to it, close your eyes, listen to the sound, and the sound vibration itself will begin to, it's like a meditation. So it's all in we say the science of Nod, science of sound. And we have musicians who will play the different, we call shabads, or different hymns. And then also there's certain prayers we read each day from the scriptures. There's a morning prayer that we do, there's an afternoon prayer, which are written in the scriptures.
Awesome, thank you. So I'm going to ask a bonus question because I was just thinking about it. Okay, so you can leave the people with any kind of message that you want, anything that you want to share about Sikh or living a good life from your philosophy. But I was also curious, with the way that the world is now, there's a lot of chaos.
Yes.
If you could empower the world with a belief or an ideology or a way of life or something that would be implemented immediately, is there anything that you would offer humanity for us to grow and prosper in a sense of community and collaboration, and to try to end war and make the world a better place, essentially?
Well, the first understanding is that peace will not come through war. That we have to understand. And if it's true that every war ends at the negotiation table, which is true, then why don't we start at the negotiation table? But there are elements today who are wanting to maintain their power. That's why we're becoming more fascist, more controlled. They're trying to control their money. It's not about people. It's about keeping the money tied into the hands of those who want to manipulate. But it has to come to an end. It shall come to an end. It's written to come to an end. And we knew at this time, in our teachings, it's called Kali Yuga, which Kali means dark, Yuga means the age. That we are in this time of this dark age. But what's so important now is our spiritual practice, keeping our energy high, uniting with each other. Our networking will be on the cosmic level. And the more of us that are working towards and spreading a message of peace, I may not see it in my lifetime, but I pray that my children, their children, and their future generations shall inherit a world of peace, and I believe it shall come. So don't lose hope. I like that word hopeless. It doesn't mean no hope, it means sometimes a little less, but never no hope, right? So keep your practice strong. Be firm with who you are within yourself. Share what you have with others. Be inclusive to everyone. Spread a message of love and light to this earth. Because we don't know that one silent prayer that's uttered by we don't know who may be that prayer that is most heard and most changed this world. And this world shall change. And those who are now bringing it closer to war to try to maintain their power over people shall come to an end. We just hope that they don't do such stupidity that millions and millions and millions will suffer so they can keep control of their resources.
Right. Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Well,
I appreciate it. Thank you for coming.
God bless you, Matt, for your good work, and please keep in touch.
Will do. Thank you.
Khalsa,
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.